How do you define elements? All pure substances or that cannot be broken down into simpler substances by a chemical reaction are known as elements. Of 118 elements known, 90 are naturally occurring and 28 are artificially made. Each element is identified by one or two letter symbols. If it is only one letter, then it is always in uppercase. For example, C stands for carbon, iodine, I, oxygen, O, sulfur, S. All these are uppercase letters. But if we are using two letters, when two letters are used, the first one is in uppercase and the second one is in lowercase. For example, sodium, N is in uppercase, A is lowercase. Chlorine, C uppercase, L lowercase. The elements are arranged in the periodic table, and the position of an element in the periodic table tells about its chemical properties. In this slide, we're going to learn how to classify the elements as metals, non-metals, or metalloids. First, what are metals? Metals are shiny substances. They are solid at room temperature. There is one exception, which is mercury. Mercury is a metal, but it is liquid. And they are good conductors of heat and electricity. If you look in the periodic table, you will find metals on the left side of the periodic table, and here these all are the metals. Below the all these gray color elements are metals. Non-metals are on the right side of the periodic table. They are dull in color. They are poor conductors of heat and electricity. They mostly are gases at room temperature, except bromine, which is a liquid. And if you look here, all these blue color ones here, blue color ones are non-metals. Gray are metals, blue are non-metals. And if you look in between here, the ones that are shaded yellow, these are metalloids. There are 7 metalloids: boron, silicon, germanium, astatine, antimony, tellurium, polonium, and astatine. We're gonna, I think polonium is shaded wrong. Now, metalloid properties are in between metals and non-metals. For example, metals are good conductor of electricity, non-metals are poor conductor of electricity, and metalloids are semiconductors. So their properties are intermediate between metals and non-metals. Now, what are atoms made up of? Atoms, so all matter is composed of same basic building blocks, which we call it as atoms. And it is too small to be seen even by the most powerful light microscope. Atom is composed of three subatomic particles: protons, symbolized by P, is positively charged; electrons, negatively charged; and neutrons have no charge. The central part of the atom is known as nucleus, and this nucleus contains protons and neutrons. And where are the electrons? These electrons are revolving around the nucleus in these orbitals. So electrons are here, revolving in the almost empty space surrounding the nucleus. And this electron cloud that comprises most of the volume of an atom. Uh, you need to understand these two terms, atomic number and atomic mass. Atomic number, which is denoted as letter Z, is the number of protons, and atomic mass is protons plus neutrons. Now, why, when we are finding out the mass of an atom, which is made up of protons, electrons, and neutrons, why are we only adding protons and neutrons, the mass of protons and neutrons? Because the mass of an electron is so small that it can be neglected. That's why when we calculate the atomic mass, we just add the mass of protons and neutrons. For example, let's say carbon has 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons. Then what is the atomic number of carbon? So if atomic number is the number of protons, that means atomic number of carbon will be 6. Atomic mass, what will be the atomic mass of carbon? So protons plus neutrons, 6 plus 6, which will be 12.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.